We grew up in a small town called Hopkinton, Massachusetts. Family of 6. I was born in 1997. My brother Cole was born in 1999. My sister Morgan was born in 2000. And on July 24th, 2005, my sister Skylar was born. But Skylar was never really Skylar. Skylar was Luke. What's that?
Petty.
What's on it?
Vicky.
And closer. Hey, it's too close, too close.
Rockstar.
Skylar, sit down.
I like boys better than girls, but I like girls.
Are me and Morgan cute? Yeah, am I
What
cute?
about us three? Are we pretty?
More than
He said he was a boy all the time, and we just thought it was cute and funny.
I'm a boy!
You know, like I think he was 5 when we were playing catch. And I threw the ball and it bounced up and hit him in the crotch. And he's like, "You hit me in the balls." And I'm like, "You don't have any balls. I couldn't hit you in the balls." He goes, "Oh, you can't see them. They're tucked in back."
When I would talk to my friends, I wouldn't say he's a tomboy. I would say he wants to be a boy.
Dodgeball?
No. How about not? Stop! Ow. Do you won't?
Stop.
Around the time he was 6 years old, he told me that he just looked like a girl on the outside, but he was really a boy on the inside. And a few weeks after that, he said to me, "Mom, if I die, can I come back as a boy?" So at that point, I decided to buy some books and start reading about what it meant to be transgender.
Whenever he had to draw like a self-portrait, he would always draw himself with short hair, even though he had hair down to his butt, and he'd always draw like mustaches and beards on himself. Which was so funny because you have like this cute little girly girl at the time, and you get a mustache and the self-portrait, and you're like, huh, it's funny that you see yourself like that. When did you know you were transgender?
Since I could think.
That's kindergarten. That was the last time he ever wore anything girly. And he remembers. Still.
Really? Mom used to insist all the time that he was not a tomboy and that he was transgender, and all of us, I mean, we didn't really know too much about what it meant to be transgender at the time, so we were kind of like, oh my god, will you relax? Like, I liked trucks when I was 4 too.
I think the one real defining moment for the entire family was about 2 weeks before his first communion. His first communion dress had been hanging in his closet. His sister wore it before him. And he came to me 2 weeks before sobbing. And he said, "I'm so afraid to receive my first communion." And I said, "Why are you afraid?" And he said, "Please don't make me wear that dress. Please don't make me wear it." And I thought to myself, what am I doing to my kid? So I went to the store and I bought a suit, a tie, shoes, the whole 9 yards. When I came home with it, it was like Christmas. He went upstairs, put it on. He was so proud. He came downstairs. He's like, "Don't I look handsome?" And he wore that suit every Saturday night for the next year.
He would wear it everywhere after that. Like, he wore it out to dinner. He wore it to Target. He wore it everywhere, even like when he did not have to be wearing a suit, because that was kind of like the first thing he had that kind of let him be who he was.
And it was really nice because I got to wear a suit, and that's what all the other boys had.
He was really living his best life that day, and I think that was really the turning point where our whole family was like, all right, this is who he is, this is his true self, and we need to help him be this kid more often, because he was so much happier, so much more alive, so much, I don't know, it was just so different.
I think that for me, when it definitely became like apparent was when he cut his hair. I feel like that was the first step because he had long blonde hair.
Some woman came up to us in Disney and said, "Good for you for letting him grow his hair out." And he looked at me like, don't say anything, don't tell her. He was so happy. It was like, you know, to just feel validated.
He looked like a boy even with the long hair.
But this is a picture that really bothered me when I got it back and looked at it. Because they kept calling him Princess and saying, "Princess, you get in the photo too." And everybody just breezed over it. Like, oh, no big deal. Come on, let's go. Don't worry. You guys always used to say, "Don't worry." And I said to him, you know, you tell me all the time that you're a boy. How come you've never asked me to cut your hair? And he said, "Because you love my hair and I don't want to make you sad." So that was really hard for me to hear too, because I thought that I had been his #1 advocate that whole time. But really, I was sending him the message that it wasn't okay to completely be who he wanted to be.
To see him so happy to get his hair cut and just being, he couldn't contain himself how happy he was.
The second he cut his hair, it completely liberated him.
So people started calling me, like, if I went to Disney World, they would call me, like, "Hi, buddy," instead of "Hi, princess," which happened to me too many times.
He's known he's a boy from the day he was born, and he never once ever said anything else. We're the ones who had to catch up with him. We're the ones who had to accept him for who he was. I was always trying to push him back to something that was easier for me to understand, to accept. Because I was worried what about other people going to think. Like, oh, yeah. He's never had a problem with who he is. The only problem he has a problem with is when other people don't accept him for who he is. And that's what's sad. I'm not supposed to be crying.
You can cry, Maddie.
I'm not supposed to be crying. I'm supposed to be the funny guy.
My parents always used to say that the best gift they ever gave us was each other. I'm a different person because of him. And I know that each of my family members would say the same exact thing.
I feel special. Being transgender, I feel special, so.
Are you proud of being transgender?
Yeah.